You all right there, bud?
Well, yeah.
What are you doing, dude?
It won't go, bro. The battery's cashed.
It's day number 2, and Paul and I are the only old guys that are smart enough to get second round of coffee.
Coffees.
He's gonna ice it down, which is even smarter. The younger guys are like, why would you make more coffee? I'm like, come on, bro. We did this yesterday, and then they didn't realize how steep the road was, and the whole cooler tipped over in the back of the truck, and we had no ice water.
It was gone. Every drop.
We have great tap water here, by the way.
Yeah, just drink it right out of the faucet like when I was a kid.
Hey, we're back on the job. It's day 2 of setting trusses, which I think we can finish up this whole pile. So right now we're moving about 200 of these 16-foot 2x4s to get them out of the way. It looks like a giant game of pickup sticks the way they got dropped off. So we've been tripping over them, and I can't stand it any longer. All right, so, but that's not the big thing. We actually have a large delivery today of some zip system. We've got R3 wall panels.
Nice.
We've got some X Factor subfloor coming in.
Sweet. I need that soon.
And it's coming like by lunchtime. It's gonna be a huge truck. And you can see we don't have any space, so we're trying to create some space.
So did y'all eat last night?
We did, man.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Papa John's.
Eric got you Papa John's.
He did. 3 pizzas.
Dude, you're worth $25 trillion and you buy the boys Papa John's, dude?
Dude, they loved it.
Bro, get off your wallets. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we're back on the job, about to put up these trusses, and I'm looking around the job, and I see that guy over there.
Yeah, there's an excavator right there.
You think we could use it to help lift the trusses?
I got the keys. I don't see why we couldn't do it. We
And
should do
Save
it.
us a ton of time and save our backs.
All right, we just got to get all this crap out of the way first.
Oh, I'd much rather move this than those.
Okay, let's do it. So that turned into a 20-minute massive job site cleanup, and look at it now. My anxiety level is like going way down.
It wasn't even 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was awesome. We should have done that yesterday. I'm gonna give it a little test here, see what my reach is, see if this is feasible, but I think it is. It barely reaches high enough.
Yeah, by the time you put the strap on it, it's not gonna work.
Turns out the excavator could not lift quite high enough to do us much good here. So Rad and I are back up. We're gonna do the same method. At least it's not hot out here right now. We're jumping on the trusses here, but one last thing on this big girder, the 3-ply, is we have structural screws, the red ones. Ow! Dusting me out.
What? Sorry about that.
So we're gonna put those on like a 16-inch pattern, top and bottom all the way down. Jamie's pre-drilling these with a combo bit, and here's the reason why. They've got structural screws that are similar in this. If you don't pre-drill, boom, Splitsville.
Just try your modes.
It's a place we don't want to go.
And that's why we stagger. When you put them all in a line, it just splits that board.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen decks come off of houses because of that. They don't stagger them in a line, the ledger splits, doomed.
Yeah. We do know that there's a toilet somewhere in this area, so we've got Paul down here scouring the plans for the number so we can make sure to offset the truss if it hits on the truss layout. We do not want that to happen.
There's no numbers on here.
We just got our toilet location marked here, and it was worth checking, even though it did work out centered between truss layout, which is good. We know that we're not going to get cobbed up later.
So if you did have a truss right here, we'd have to move the truss. So what do you do? As far as the engineer is concerned, do you have some leeway?
Yeah, I mean, we can go up to 24 inches on our subfloor and be fine. If we got to go more than 24 inches, usually we call the truss engineer and ask them, hey, what do we need to do?
Our next move here is to set a girder truss, which is actually just like 2 trusses nailed together to be super strong, because the trusses that continue in this direction actually bear on it. It's the structural load-bearing member that supports the end of some really big trusses here. So we're gonna get it in place and then we can finish out this section of floor.
The trusses we're gonna set in a second are the same length. That means the girder truss is set back, right?
It
It's like
is.
the outside edge flush.
I believe that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives in the hall.
And then we've got some that go girder truss to girder truss here in the hall.
Oh man,
So we need to
they
get a
gotta be
length.
exactly.
Yeah, they do. We got to get a length and mark and
Oh.
try to
Couldn't
get
go the
those.
short way, we had to go the long way.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Now I think that may be opposite of what the plan was drawn as originally.
Oh, that's one of your changes you made?
I think it is. I don't even know anymore. I really don't.
All right, so we got little minis, trusses going here?
Yeah, girder truss, each end.
No, right here.
Yeah, right here, girder truss, cross.
But what's in the middle of them?
Longies, between.
Oh, 2 girder trusses.
Yes,
Oh, see? So you do have 1 going here,
yes.
2 going there. What's that going up?
It's going up right here. Like we just talked,
they were going this way.
that's the regular trusses.
What's that?
Girder truss. We got this thing up here and didn't even look, but there's an anchor bolt right in the way. So we're gonna have to somehow flip it up, drill it, set it back. Let's see, what's our number here? Is this set back 1.5 inches too?
I don't know. I doubt.
I'll bet it. You don't think so?
I don't know.
Well, the plot just thickened here. I drilled in for this bolt and it's right on some other truss plates. So this is gonna be like a one and done drill bit if that's okay.
Yeah,
with
I don't
you.
even know if it'll do it, but go ahead and trash it. I don't care about that. But
Let me give it a whirl.
I don't know what you would do about that.
Oh, wow.
It's doing it.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you what, if you can get a little more, we can saw the threads off and just have the nut.
Oh, I hate that. So this tiny little truss is causing us every problem you can imagine. Right now, Jamie's marking where it is, and he's gonna grind out like a 1/2 inch of this concrete and let it go in there because our framing is like a 1/2 inch short on this span of what it's supposed to be, and the truss is what it is.
Good thing the main trusses go this way, because now you just got to make a pocket there and at the end. Otherwise, you're going to do one every
terrible,
every
yeah.
truss. We'd be
Yes.
here all day.
Hey, I'm gonna be here all day either way.
Jamie's grinding that. We actually talked about a few options, right, Eric? We thought about just planing off the end of the truss, but you never really want to modify.
They don't love it when you do that.
Well, especially those guys, a girder truss, it's got to have a lot of load on it. I mean, we also talked about padding out this whole beam that 1/2 inch, but now you got to deal with that 1/2 inch.
Yeah,
Now
like the
your
door
wall's
jamb
fatter.
thickness.
Yeah, you got that big door, now you got to deal with all that.
So yeah, this was like an option we thought was the best. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out later.
I like it.
Wow.
Yes.
What do you think?
That's one way to do it. Clean up on aisle 5. Jamie's got the pocket finished up, and we're wrapping the end of the girder truss where it's going to go in the concrete and some zip tape just to flash it and keep
No.
moisture from absorbing.
No.
What are you doing?
Making a mess is what I'm doing. Okay, back to the wall, and it's gonna hit the stud. Lift up a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
Bad news.
Yeah. What you
Looks
got?
like we need these guys next. So, bust it open and stack them
Okay.
over here. For now, we're thinking carrying these up the road is probably the quickest and easiest thing, so we're gonna continue to bring a few more up this way. Oh, now these guys have got boards. You're like the Egyptians or something here. If you're a dad and you want to be more efficient, you let your kid wash all the cars. Thank you, Chase. And if you're a builder, contractor, remodeler, or designer, and you want to be more efficient, make sure to check out HOUZZ PRO. They're the sponsor of today's video, and they've got a lot of great features that can really help you out. One of those features is the new budgeting feature, and it allows you to manage project level estimated costs versus actual cost. That's a biggie. This way, pros can quickly project profitability and understand where they're over and where they're under on their project and why. This is also a great way to be able to identify potential overruns in advance, which is really great for you and your client. And you can use that information to build more profitable estimates in the future. To set up a budget, you can just link to your project estimate and sync it, and then it'll bring all those categories into your budgeting tool. Little pro tip, by clicking expand all, you can see all of the line items in each category. Once you're set up, you have 3 columns. You have your estimated column for each line item. You have your actual, which is the number you'll input for the actual cost. And then you'll have your variance, and this will be a plus or minus. Red if it's minus, you do not want to see red. And so you can see exactly where you're over or under. You can manually input those actual amounts or just link to other saved documents you've already done in HOUZZ PRO for the project, like your time entries or other expenses. You can also sync with your purchase orders and your change orders for the project, giving you a great overview of the financial health of that project. So I acted as the CFO for Perkins Enterprises, our company, for about a decade. Jamie does it now, but I can tell you that it's very difficult to know where you went over or under just doing this stuff on a sheet of paper or something like that. This is a great way to give you a visualization of what's really going on with your money. So if you make a mistake, you don't do it again. Hey, thanks again to HOUZZ PRO for sponsoring our video. There's a link down in our video description as well as a phone number. You can try it for free. Make sure to check it out and try out the budgeting tool. Let's get back to work. This is how they get the shot right there, the mouth cam. You gotta tip it up a little though.
I can hear that. Oh yeah. All right.
What?
Yeah. Hello.
Dude. So we were getting a little bit tight on our number between here. So why don't you guys check your number in the drop part, and we'll check it here. Make sure it's gonna fit before you get up here. 30'3" is exactly. Are you on the right side of the tape? It's got engineers.
You guys are angled.
Oh.
You're pretty angled too.
Oh. Oh.
You gotta go, Eric. You gotta go away from you. Go.
Yeah, I was on the wrong side of the tape here.
Wait.
Keep going, Dad.
Away. More.
That's all I can reach. What's the number? 30 foot, 3.5 inches. What was your truss? 1/2 inch clear. Okay, that's good. Finally, we're coming up with the last full truss on this side. It's just gonna hang between concrete to concrete here. Are there supposed to be 3 or 4? While we were finishing these, Jason and Ray were crushing out the rest of these walls, including our stairwell walls, double top plating everything. So now we're ready to start laying out and setting these trusses. And our layout is kind of weird here. We're actually taking the layout from this side, it runs across to here, and we're pulling back this way because you can see this doesn't go out as far as that half of the building. So that's what we're doing for layout. Paul is mirroring what I'm doing over there. Mirroring, is that a word? And we're gonna get these first few coming up. F7, gentlemen, F7.
Bingo.
I'm ready when you are. Yep, boom. That's it. I'll tell you what, you guys showed up the right week. Like, this is happening so fast. Everything's just like boom, 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 everything going.
Oh, man,
compared to like the last 7 weeks.
Stoked to hear that.
Last 7 weeks were terrible.
Okay, from the face to the inside of the stairwell, 3.5 back.
Okay.
And then the toilet closet is 3'2" clear inside to inside. So you can mark it on this
It's like over here.
on this wall, yeah. And it's actually behind you, the actual toilet is. But
Is
it's
that for the center?
no, that's the width of the room.
the toilet closet.
That's the width of the room clear.
Okay, so the toilet
And the toilet would be centered in that room.
centered in 3'2", so like 19. What's half of 3 foot?
Yeah, 18 is 36.
Yeah.
So add an inch, 19.
19.
That's the center.
Center line
And a
of the toilet.
4-inch pipe. Okay, now we don't really need to know this way where it is because all of our trusses are running through and through the same. So we just got to dodge that thing
Yes, this way.
in the layout.
I'm
That
gonna tell
way.
you in about 2 seconds here whether it's
Okay,
hits or not.
I believe it's going to hit something.
Truss there.
We didn't really check for the shower.
It actually doesn't.
What?
No.
We might have one extra truss then.
This wall right here has a plumbing stack coming up through it. that's gonna catch a bunch of plumbing upstairs. And you can see they actually sent us 2 trusses. There's the plumbing stack drawing that little circle so that we can put a truss on either side of the wall instead of on top of the wall. So that's great, actually. We don't have to cut a truss to get the plumbing through. And we were so confused why there's 4 of these, but that's the reason right there.
Why is there 2?
Right below you, see the pipe coming out of the floor?
Oh, pipe.
It's gotta go right through this top plate, right between them. We're ready for the F13 trusses, but we got our subfloor delivery of Advantech here, and Jamie got side squirreled with that, and he is not gonna have them put any up there. That was the idea we had. We were thinking. The driver even had that. Oh really? We were thinking if he put it right there, we could just walk some planks right on the floor. But Jamie doesn't like it, and he's over there, so. Should we just come down? I've been standing here for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, we're done, dude.
Oh.
We're not doing any
I thought
more
you guys
work.
were coming with trusses.
No, no more trusses.
Okay.
See that yellow line right there? X Factor.
Can we stack this on top and straddle the difference?
Sure. Well, we almost got done with the trusses. Not quite. I'd say we're like 90 to 95% complete on setting them, but we've got to go around and put the rim boards on, put on deadwood, plumb everything up, and then we'll be ready to put some subfloor down.
I think we're finally ready to go after shuffling cars and, you know, a lot of material, covering it. It's good to go. Let's go home.
Oh, yeah! Woo! Yeah. That's more my style. Oh, yeah!
There's nothing like starting your day by fixing all the stuff you messed up the day before. I know you guys probably don't do that, but sometimes we have to. Anyway, we set a truss right here flush with the edge of the stairwell because it would become an extension of the wall, which gets us up to the next floor. That made a lot of sense, even though it was only about this far off of the normal layout. Well, as it turns out, there's actually a girder truss, a little short one, that sits on that wall. So we can't fully cover the wall because it needs it as a bearing point. So we're simply moving this back. We're gonna set the girder truss and then we'll bring it back tight to that. Another thing that this little girder truss is relying on is a little doorway with a header over it that I was not gonna build because I didn't feel like building it yet. It's kind of incorporated into the staircase and I was gonna kind of mastermind that all at one time later. But now I realized I have to have it to build the floor. This little wall plate, I really hate these small pieces. And the reason I hate them is because they could break because they're a little bit fragile. It's made of wood. And they'll split really easily. In order to make it last a really long time without splitting, I like to put a bunch of Lexel on it and it'll get sort of stuck there. I will put screws into the concrete, probably 2, and then maybe 1 into this other pressure treated plate.
Is that the wall you're building?
That's this wall. It's, well, it comes out farther too, but yeah.
Also, if you missed it from previous videos, we've got the Stud Pack crew with us from Texas. We got Jordan Rad and their dad, Paul, who's just like always working. He's over there, so we're glad to have them. Make sure to check out their channel at Stud Pack on YouTube. Give them a subscribe and a, what else?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Just watch all their videos.
And give the Perkins brothers a like and a thumbs up while, and a subscribe while we're at it, huh?
These guys are awesome.
Yeah, for real.
We're gonna show you guys the thumbnail to look for on the Stud Pack channel. It looks just like this. You ready?
Ready.
Brad and I are gonna get started this morning by staging some of these big trusses where they go in the right orientation so that when some more guys get freed up, they can come over and lift them up to us. We're pretty cooked from yesterday. We carried a bunch of trusses up the hill, then we hiked down to this waterfall, which was awesome. Had to give these boys a little North Carolina adventure. So Rad actually jumped in and got doused. It It was pretty epic. All right. So our painted end's behind me, unfortunately. So we're having to pivot. You ready? You guys get ready to get muddy.
Yeah.
It's like that deep at least.
Hey, we got the boots on. We're ready to get dirty.
Ankle deep.
Maybe not.
These guys should have been here the day we poured the footings.
Yeah.
We've had Max on sheetrock nailer duty here, so he's going around to any of the places where our wall partitions come in, and there's nothing to nail the drywall on the inside here. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So we need a board nailed like this. So he's just looking around, finding the places, finding scrap boards, which is a cheaper way to do it, and getting those screwed on for us, so he's doing a great job.
Check. Is this on? Can you hear me? All right, then. Well, what I was saying is here's the plan. We got to get about 4 guys outside on the big truss, start shoving it in there, and I'm going to be the stick guy on the inside. Got my special stick. So I'm going to catch it, and we do this.
Is that really the plan? Jamie had the whole plan with the stick to hold it, but I'm wondering, and we're gonna see if they shoot it up, if I can just run it across this truss and let him grab it. There's so many different ways you could do it.
Are you gonna receive right here, Eric?
I guess it might be better if it is further this way, Jordan.
Okay, stop.
This
Yeah.
is where they told me to go.
Yeah, so can you move your ladder to like right there?
That's where it was.
That's where it was.
Where's the
Okay, slide it on. Ooh, plates.
That's all the way down. All right, are you going to pivot around or?
I don't know. See if you can lift over the bolt here, Jay.
Yep, I'm over both.
Hopefully it fits between the concrete.
We need to come your way like 8 inches.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. There we go. That's good.
Pretty good, okay. This has been one of them days where it's kind of slow. Our trusses are not fitting between the 2 concrete walls. So we're gonna grind the concrete just a little bit so they'll slide in, and hopefully that'll work. So probably the thing that happened is our building is like a 1/2 inch shy of what it should have been, and the trusses are right, unfortunately.
I'm blaming it on a combination.
Yeah.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah. So it's been slow, and we're getting out here really wanting to crank some stuff out. Next thing you know, we're just bogged down. 1 truss set.
Yeah, and the time that it took us to do the whole thing yesterday.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. All right, mask up. We got some relief cuts ground in here now. There should be just enough room to get our trusses in and keep rolling.
Yeah, we got a really tight fit on this truss against this concrete. So just like we did everywhere else, wherever we have contact, we're putting zip tape on there as a barrier for the moisture, right? So it won't wick from the concrete to the wood.
Guess I'm gonna have to relay this out too. That's all just covered in dust. Whoa.
Straight enough. I think that's deep enough.
Yeah. I halfway wonder if the inspectors are gonna look around and be like, y'all only have half the bolts you need, because like so
The other
many
half are hidden.
hit on the trusses. It's pretty wild.
Good thing you got video.
Yeah, that is true. We got video evidence. We mentioned putting the painted ends of the trusses in the correct orientation yesterday. Another really important reason why is a lot of them have these little red tags. That means that this portion of the truss requires a load-bearing wall or header below it, which is this right here. And if you spun the truss the wrong way, it'd fit in here, but this section of the truss would not be sitting on a wall. So that's a really important thing we're watching out for.